talk yourself out of it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't talk yourself out of it.
Man.
You know, you got to do it. Talk yourself out of it. You know what happens is you your own worst enemy. You your own worst enemy. You ain't even got to worry about the enemy, because you your own worst enemy. God, you won't get to heaven, God will be like, you did it to yourself. Yeah, I gave you a way out, you did it to yourself. But Lord, why did you let me? Well, I tried to stop you, but you did it to yourself. And you know, I fixed the nose, and I fixed the lip, and then you busted it up again. You did it to yourself. But Lord, it was such a hard life, Lord. And I had to go through so many trials. He said, oh, baby, but you did it to yourself. You were blaming everybody, but you did it to yourself. I told you not to neglect the gift inside of you from the time you was just a young person. And you talked yourself out of it. You were getting ready to do something that was never been done before, and you talked yourself out of it. I can't do it. I'm not the one. I can't do it. But you're sitting there and you're fidgety and you're wondering and you're excited and you think, if I just had a chance and if I could just hit it. But well, no, maybe I can, maybe I won't, maybe I should. You never knocked on that door. You never made that phone call. You never wrote it down. Because you talked yourself, well, and you know what, I'm going to go ahead and crumple up the paper and throw it away because it ain't no good. And you never even let anybody else tell you what they thought. You your own worst critic. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. What you doing in there? I don't like it. Let me read what you got. I don't like it. Let me see what you do. No, I don't want no one to know. And you talked yourself out of it. You knew you should have raised your hand. You knew you should have been the one to stand up. You knew in that awkward moment of silence that was your moment, and you talked yourself out of it. Now I'm not talking about Eve. I'm talking about the snake. I ain't talking about the serpent. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about the inner thoughts. I'm talking about the lonely car ride. I'm talking about that 20 minutes from your house to the workplace. I'm talking about the 20 minutes from the workplace back to the house. I'm talking about that daydream in the drive-thru. I'm talking about that moment right before the babies get home. I'm talking about that moment before mom and dad show up, when you talk yourself out of it. When you talk yourself out of it, you got to stop talking yourself out of it. Somebody say amen. 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7 says, but the Lord said to Samuel, now this is when Samuel went to anoint David as king, and all the brothers went first. And the dad, and this is why you can't depend on family. Yeah, don't wait for family. Don't wait for the family to make a day away for you. They're too busy talking themselves out of it. So the dad said, well, I think that's it. And Samuel said, well, are you sure? Well, there's no one I could think of. Although I do got a little Rudy's son running around out there. I got a runt of the litter. But I don't think. I'm not sure. If it ain't him, He said, don't look for family. You better. But the Lord said to Samuel, don't look at his appearance or at his physical stature. See, they was looking at the outside. If you look at me on the outside, you're going to be like, does he even speak English? If you look at me on the outside, you're going to say, he ain't even tall enough to get behind the pulpit. But don't look at my inside. You better look at the inside. Because on the inside, I speak all languages. On the inside, I'm 12 feet tall. On the inside, I can walk on water. On the inside, I can do all things, climb all mountains, and jump all buildings. Can you say amen? So he said, I want to look at the outside. So God gives him a warning, says, oh, don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake. He said, for the Lord does not see as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Here's the problem. The problem is when you look in the mirror, you see the outward man. And you must learn to see the inward man. Don't talk yourself out of it. Now, I'll be real with you. I'll look in the mirror sometime and I'll be like, man, you ain't got no hair. Come on, I'm serious. I'll look in the mirror after about 3 or 4 days of not shaving it down and be like, where is my hair going? Where did it fall off? Why is it running away from me? I've shampooed it and I've conditioned it and I've combed it and I've kept it free from flakes and I've done everything. I wore hairnets and baseball caps and let the sun shine on it. And on hot days I put sunblock on it. But so I look in the mirror and I say, you are kind of ugly. Oh, I'm gonna be real. Can I be real? I'm not here to sell you a fairy tale. I'm gonna tell you, I wonder why I didn't get to be 5'7". At 5'4", my body gave up. I was in the 8th grade and my body said, well, we're gonna stay right here. But what if I want to play football? Well, you better stick to wrestling. There's no height requirement. So I look in the mirror sometime and I tell you what, you ever look in the mirror after dinner? Yeah, I don't know more. I would eat and I would say, man, I tell you what, I would just say, man, I shouldn't have had 4ths and 5ths. Sometimes I look and be like, I should have saved some for the kids. And you look in the mirror and you're looking at an outward man. You ever said, I ain't strong enough. I ain't tall enough. I ain't good enough. I ain't handsome enough. I ain't pretty enough. I ain't ready. And you talk yourself out of it. You put your best shirt on and all has to happen is a button has to be missing. And you put your head down and say, oh, even my shirt thinks I'm real good. Even my buttons are giving up on me. But you look at the inside. I said, but you gotta look at the inside. You got to close one set of eyes and open up another set and say, and don't talk yourself out of it. So you look at the inward man. I tell you, when I look at the inward man, I even got like pretty eyes. Yeah. I look at the inward man, I'll be like, I got some pretty green, bluish, purple, yellowish looking eyes in the spirit. In the spirit. I look better than Lou Ferrigno and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I look in the spirit. In the spirit, I got hair like Samson. Oh, don't get me started. I'm just talking about me now. Let me stop and talk about you. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Let me tell you a secret. When you come around the corner, the enemy looks at the inside. When you show up to church, the enemy looks at the inside. When you get down on your knees, the enemy looks to the inside. When you lift up your hands, the enemy looks at the inside and he starts shaking and he starts getting worried. And he says, I hope they talk themselves out of it. Because if they don't, I'm in trouble. Look at the inside. You gotta look at the inside. Throw that mirror away. It's not the enemy's sword that will kill you. It's your own sword that will kill you. It's not what they're doing that hurts you. It's what you are doing to yourself. You don't know how many times I've had to sit across from someone and say, you know what, Pastor Vic, you know, I ain't good enough, I ain't rich enough, and they start going and carrying on, I have to stop them and say, don't talk about my friend like that. Don't talk about my homeboy like that. That don't make me mad enough to choke. I will not choke you, but you know, lay hands on you. That's what I meant. I never choked nobody in my church. Don't talk about my friend like that. My friend is strong and beautiful and smart and anointed and ready to break yokes. Don't talk about my friend like that. You hurt yourself. You pull up to the party and you never walk in. And it never become a party because you never got there. He said, I ain't even going in. I ain't even going to say it. I ain't going to try it. I ain't going to do it. You begin to talk yourself out of it. It's a dumb idea. That don't make no sense. I can't. You do it to yourself. You are your own worst enemy. You know what? Let me tell you two things. There is nothing worse than a beautiful person that thinks they're ugly. Nothing worse. And there's nothing more exciting than an ugly person who thinks they're beautiful. You stay in the room long enough with me, I'll have you going home and be like, that dude should be a model or something. Oh, I'll convince you, baby. Oh, I don't want him. I'm glad it's gone. I'd have plucked it out. I'm glad I'm the best 5'4" person there is. But I talk myself into it, see. Too many years I talk myself out of it. Too many times someone better, someone greater, someone more powerful, more educated, and a better testimony. Someone who hasn't failed as many times as I failed. Don't beat myself up. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't talk yourself out of it. You are at the brink of explosion. You are at the brink of being a world changer. You are at the brink of giving the world something they've never seen before. You're at the church. Don't talk yourself out of it. Because somebody had to invent YouTube. Somebody had to invent Facebook. Someone was sitting around and said, I'm just going to do it. I got the confidence to do it. I'll go and do it. I tell you what, I dropped out of school in the 8th grade, but I will stand up and try a spelling contest. I tell you, I'll be the first one to sit down too. I'll be like, that wasn't right. Are you sure I didn't have 2 T's? They'll be like, man, there were no T's in the word. Are you sure? Because I got confidence that was the right word. I'm so confident that's the right word, I keep spelling it the same way over and over and over again. Until God tells me different. I told my wife I don't want to learn how to spell because then I won't know how to read. I'm so used to reading the misspelled words. If you give me the right word, I'll be like, that don't make no sense. My wife left me a note the other day. I thought she was speaking in tongues. I said, I didn't know you could write tongues down on a piece of paper. Because it ain't spelled right. But I got confidence. I don't talk myself out of it. For Father's Day, my wife and kids bought me a lazy boy chair. She said, let's wait and get some help. I said, move, open the door. I ain't gonna wait till somebody I got confidence. I lift this chair up. I take the door off. Skin my knees, started bleeding on my leg. My daughter's like, why you do that? I said, I got confidence. I can do all things. It don't matter. I'm big boy. I bring it in, put it down, put the fan right on me, grab the remote control. When I said, I ain't talking myself. Out this chair, baby.